So I've got the really boring job today of prepping sort of the base of the van. So we're going to clean it out, as I've used it a few times, quite muddy. Identify some of the areas that have rusted. Luckily, this van's only a couple of years old, so there aren't too many areas that actually require too much treatment or sanding back or anything. There's quite a lot of bare metal areas where it's been scratched, and these areas we're going to treat with a red oxide primer. Once that's dry, we can then paint it over white, so the van looks all fresh and almost brand new. So quite a boring job, but essential just to get that base prepped before we then start moving on to the next steps with battens and insulation and that kind of thing. Okay, so that's most of the van cleaned out. As you can see here, the base isn't in amazing condition. There's this yellow stuff that I'm not sure if it's some sort of glue residue or something, but we need something a bit more heavy duty to get that off. And as you can see here, it's really sort of scratched throughout, a lot of bare metal where the paint's been taken off. So this is the stuff that we'll have to treat with red oxide before we then paint it white, and then that's the base sort of finished. The other job is to do something with these screw holes. So they go straight through to the floor, to the underneath of the van. And these were the original holes that were holding the wooden boards down. So we're almost certainly going to have to at least flatten them, paint them, probably ended up filling them, just to seal the van and stop any moisture coming up from the bottom. So still quite a boring job, but as I say, an important one to prep the bottom of the van before we then move on to anything further. So there we are, just a little bit red oxide primer over the holes. Once that sets, as I say, I'll just whack a bit of Sikaflex over the gap, and then that should seal the gaps and the holes.